Shalom, Israel. We're the GMS Dallas camp. And first off, we want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh Yahweh Shah. Double honors to our elders that rule well. And salutations to the brothers of the elect out there pushing this word in sincerity and truth. Now the Spirit has been on me lately just to want to just speak on just being accountable in this truth. Brothers holding each other to a higher standard. Because, man, we right at the end of this thing, man, to where the Most High has judgment established. And we know through the scriptures that judgment is going to begin at the Most High sanctuary through the Lord's people. So I'm talking mainly to guys that's proclaiming to be Israelites in this truth, man. It's time to step it up, man. It's time to stop making excuses. And I'm talking about making excuses for your brother, because sometimes in this thing you may develop a certain affinity towards the brother to where you letting things slide and you really not holding him accountable to the degree that he needs to be held accountable to according to the scriptures that we go out and proclaim, and we curse these heathens and 2/3 out on. But it's coming to a point, man, we're gonna have to get more rooted in this thing, man, because we always say we all we got, man, and the Most High is gonna really put that to the test, so to speak, man. And the only way we're gonna be able to prevail through these times, man, is we're gonna have to hold each other to a higher standard of discipline, man.
Sure.
And I want to start off with Proverbs
27 and 17. Iron sharpened iron, so a man sharpen the countenance of his friend.
That's right. The scriptures say iron sharpeneth iron, man. So right now the Most High is taking us through that refining process, man. He's making us galvanized iron. He's making us weapons of war for when Jeremiah 16 and 16 comes to play, when it's time to stop fishing, man, and it's time to start hunting. But in order to be capable of being the elect men that the Most High is going to use as his battle axe, you know, against these heathens and 2/3 of our own people, man, we gotta hold ourselves accountable based on the words of the Heavenly Father, and meaning how we live our daily lives, man. We gotta sharpen each other, man. If you see a brother going off, man, even if it's something small that you may not think is a big deal, man, you know, you need to let the brother know that, because that could be a stumbling block for that brother down the road. And if you knew that brother was going off in something, even though it may have not been affecting the camp as a whole, or you or that brother as a whole at that time, it could be something down the road that could trip that brother up, and the blood could be on your hands for that, man, for not rebuking him, man.
That's right. And the scripture give you a concrete way of how to come to a brother if there's a problem with him, man. You know, which brothers need to follow that protocol also, because a lot of Jake out there is a backbiters, man.
That's a good one.
I have we'll bring that out later.
No, that's an excellent point, man.
No, I'm talking about the in Matthew's 18th chapter.
Backbite?
No, not that one, but the process on how to
how to deal, kind of. But yeah, man, that's a good point either way that the brother was making, talking about backbiting, because, you know, like that's something that women do, man. And we supposed to be men of the Lord, man. If you got a fault with your brother, or if you seeing your brother going off, or if you seeing that your brother's doing something in his life that's not lining up to the scriptures, man, tell him, man.
Right.
Don't go to a next brother when we drinking, you know, and getting in our little circles, and then just mention, oh, this brother, you know, I've been telling him, or, you know, or this brother do this and do that. But and then you ask him, did you mention it to the brother?
No.
You know,
a lot of times I can say this, brother. Jake is really non-confrontational because we're emotional, and so it's easier to vent to somebody else versus just tackling the problem head on. You know, so it's easy to go to somebody and vent, and basically backbite versus you know, just going to that brother and just basically getting the confrontation over. But you know, we're past that in this thing. We are men here, you know, and in a certain way you have to handle a brother in the scriptures, man. Read the scriptures. So that offenses are going to come, but it's necessary, man. You know?
That's right.
And you're being more offensive by being a backbiter than anything. There's a difference between venting and then being a backbiter. You know?
That's right, man. That's an excellent point, because I know personally for myself, this is a personal testimony. That's something that's an area that I'm weak in, that I'm having to grow on. And I'm convicted doing this lesson right now. That's something that I'm going to have to grow in. I really to be honest, I don't like confrontation. But I know that according to the scriptures, that offenses must come. So if a brother's doing something that's not lined up to the scriptures and I'm seeing it, I have to say something, man, about it. Regardless how it's going to make that brother feel at that time, or how uncomfortable it's going to make me feel at that time, man. We got to get past that, man. Because in doing so, if you just binding these things up and just letting things slide, man, that could be a major stumbling block for that brother down the road. And that, man, go ahead and get Sirach 19:1 on that note. Because really, man, you always, if it's a small issue, man, it's best to tackle that thing before it festers into a major issue, man. You know?
Sirach 19:1. A laboring man that is given to drunkenness shall not be rich, and he that contemneth small things shall fall by little and little.
That's right. So the scriptures say, he that contemneth small things shall fall little by little, you know? So even if it's something, you know, even if the brother, you know, you see him doing something where he's not, you know, necessarily breaking the law, but it could be something that's not expedient for his situation to be doing. And you just let it slide, or even just, because I know the spirit of Jake a lot of times will be, or just make an excuse justifying a brother bullshit by just saying, oh, he just doing him. Oh, you know that brother's spirit.
Well, I'm gonna let the spirit deal.
Yeah. I'm gonna let the spirit deal, but man, we're in a time, man, where that's becoming very unacceptable, man. Because the scriptures say, he that contemneth small things shall fall little by little. Because if you let little menial issues just fall to the wayside, eventually they're gonna fester and become huge issues. Go ahead.
That's it on that. I can jump back to Proverbs for you. Proverbs 27. This is Proverbs 27 and 5. Open rebuke is better than secret love. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful.
That's right. It says open rebuke is better than secret love, man. You know? So like the brother was going into, all that backbiting, man, that's deceitful. That's wickedness, man. And the scriptures speak against a brother, a so-called brother that's in that spirit. He want to go to the next brother and get in a little circle or a corner and whisper about another brother's faults when he ain't even made no mention to the brother about it. That's not loving that brother, man. You actually hate the brother.
That's right.
Go ahead.
This is Psalms 15 and 3. He that backbiteth not with his tongue, but nor do evil to his brother, nor take up a reproach against his neighbor, and in whose eyes a veiled person is condemned. Be he honored them that fear the Most High, he that sweareth to his own hurt and charges not. So basically saying, you know, those who don't backbite and do all these other attributes, man, they're blessed by the Most High.
That's right, you know.
It talks about, I believe in, matter of fact, it's Romans 1 and 3. That backbiters ain't going to inherit the kingdom of heaven, man.
That's a beautiful point, because that's nothing more eerie than when you knew that a certain brother knew that you did something, but you got to hear it from someone else that he been discussing it, you know, too.
Yeah.
And you thinking like, damn, why didn't you just tell me, you know? And you thinking all along like, man, what else is this dude talking about behind my back, you know? That's not friendly behavior, man.
Yep.
And maybe me indirectly, it wasn't intentional. You know, I've been guilty of that, man.
Yeah.
Just out of frustration, maybe.
Yeah, well, there's a difference between venting and then being a backbiter, man. Because if you look up the word backbiter, it basically means slandering somebody. Now, if it's altercation, if it's altercation and you feel, upset about something, you need to vent. There's a difference. Well, eventually you need to go to that brother, man. You know?
That's a beautiful point, because backbiting is more like when you're assuming you don't know all the facts and the details of the situation, because you ain't went to the brother and you kind of speculating and assuming on the situation, and making the brother seem like an asshole when he could not be at fault.
Well, when you taste the past judgment.
Yeah, and that's gonna lead into that next scripture, the one that you had called earlier.
Sirach 19.
19. Yep. Okay. Because when you backbiting a lot of times, the guy that's doing that, he hadn't went to the guy who so-called offended, and he don't have the facts straight a lot of times. So he's assuming and speculating on a situation that he shouldn't even really be speaking on to somebody else, And it could be that the brother hadn't even necessarily offended. It could just appear that way just because you ain't even went to him. You being an asshole now.
He might not even know.
Or he might not even know that he's offending you.
And then he hear from somebody else, which has happened before. He might hear from somebody else, a third party, like, damn, I didn't even know that I was being offensive, man. So that's not being fair to that individual, man.
That's right. That's not being a friend, man.
You slander.
That's right.
You being a backbiter, man. That's not cool. Especially if you have a problem with your brother. This Sirach 19 and 13. Admonish a friend, it may be he has not done it, and if he has done it, that he do it no more. Admonish thy friend, it may be he has not said it, and if he has, that he speak it not again. Admonish a friend, for many times it is a slander, and believe not every tale.
And believe not every tale. Because the scripture says admonish a friend, because it may not be that he even done it.
Yep.
While you backbite to another brother and you ain't even spoke with the brother that you so-called have an issue against, man. Backbiting is not admonishing a friend, And we have to get out of the spirit of doing that, guys. That's, a part of this thing that's doing that in these camps, man. We can't be doing that, man. It's time to admonish. It's time to build each other up, man. Through this word, man. Through the truth of this word. And sometimes the truth of this word, if it's not lining up to a brother's life the way that he's living, man, things can get uncomfortable, man, if you have to confront that brother, man. But I'd rather be that than backbiting and slandering the brother, and making the situation worse. Or, like we was reading about in Sirach, just letting it slide, continuing the small things.
Yeah, you're going to eventually blow up, man.
Exactly.
Because, that anger is going to build up inside of you, man. And eventually it's going to come out. And, usually going to come out anger, because anger is a secondary emotion, man. So you might want to, actually help the brother, man, but it's going to come out as you being frustrated, angry, and blow up off any little thing, man. Now you looking crazy, man.
That's right.
I have a precept for you.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Romans 1, and I'll start at 28. And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of the Most High, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents.
Wow. So it says that all the guys who are in that category, man, the Most High gave up to a reprobate mind that's void of judgment. And I pray every day, like David, our forefather David did in the Psalms 51, that the Lord takes not his spirit away, or that the Lord doesn't take his spirit away from me, man. Because if the Lord takes his spirit away from you, man, you're going to be reprobate, and you'll be subject to whispering, debating, backbiting, being deceitful, being a wicked nigga, man.
That's what happens, man. You know, you got ostrich, your brother, and you know, first you get the whispering, and then you get the backbiting. Then that debate comes when you blow up on them, and then somebody gonna follow.
That's right.
You know? I got another food. This is Matthew 18, and I started 6. But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it was better for him that a millstone was hung about his neck, and that he was thrown into the depths of the sea. Woe to the world because of offenses, for it must needs be that offenses come, but woe to that man by whom the offense cometh.
That's right. So we understand through the scriptures the perfect balance of the Most High. We know that offenses must come, like we was going into earlier. It's uncomfortable if you have to rebuke a brother if you know he's going off, man. You know, and it could offend him. That's an uncomfortable situation. But if you, it's a balance. At the same time, you could be the one offending if you're going away whispering and backbiting, being a slanderer.
Being a mark, man.
Then you the one that's bringing the offenses, man.
Yep. You just not being a good person. You're not having any integrity. And ultimately, you're just being feeling.
That's right.
Because if you have offense with the brother, then, you know, it is something that's, you know, that you've been toiling with, that's been, you know, vexing you. You need to say something to him, man. Now, there's some instances where, you know, something might rub you the wrong way, and like the brother from LA say, put in your mental Rolodex, man. It's like, okay, well, you know, that brother said that, you know, or you can just chalk it up to the game. Sometimes, you know, people have bad days. If you understand, you know, people emotions in the context of what's going on, you know, brothers got laid off, he might snap at you, something like that. I mean, what are you gonna do? Get offended behind that? Or you gonna forgive your brother? Scripture also talk about being merciful, man.
That's right.
There's a balance, you know.
That's right.
Let me keep going. This is verse 8. Wherefore, if thy hand or thy foot offend thee, cut them off and cast them from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life halt or maimed rather than having 2 hands or 2 feet or 2 feet to be cast into everlasting fire. And if thine eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. It is better for thee to enter into life with 1 eye rather than having 2 eyes to be cast into hell fire.
That's right.
It's like that.
That's the spirit too, man, that you're going into things that could basically keep you going off. So things in this world, man, that you know could make you go off, man, you gotta basically put them, you gotta do away with those things. That's what the scriptures are saying, man. You gotta cut those things out. You know, including niggas in the world. I wanted to bring that up too, because it's a lot of guys in these camps, man, still really just sunk into dealing with guys in the world. Now, we understand through the balance that, you know, the scriptures say, use the world, but don't abuse the world. So if you got, you know, somebody that you know from the world that they can help your situation, you know, he ain't causing you to go off, you know, you deal wisely in that situation, but every brother, you know, he's not meant to be in that situation. You know, it just depends on the brother's spirit. But for the most part, man, we don't need to be associating ourselves with guys in the world, man, because they gonna make you go off, man. They're not set into what we believe in, man. They don't have faith in what we believe in. So the little things that they don't consider that they going off in, you know, if you're around that type of behavior, man, little by little you'll start to go off, man.
Yep. It says, can two walk together unless they be in agreement?
That's right.
You know, so I mean that's come on, man. You learned that in high school, man. When they talk about peer pressure and things like that, you know that, man.
That's
I wanted to reiterate that, man. We too deep in the game for all that. if you still doing that, then you need to repent or you can move around, man. Because it's too much stuff going on to brothers have to get correct behind stuff like that, man.
And that's really a proud spirit that you got on you. If you thinking that somehow you just too spiritual to where you can just hang around a guy in the world and not go out. Like if you know it's a nigga in the world that you was cool with in the world, you know he smoked weed or something, and you be like, well, I'm in the truth, I don't smoke weed, you know. How is that bothering me? You're not being spiritual, man. You're not thinking with your spiritual lens, man. If you dealing with a guy like that, you could be subject to all types of behaviors that you thought that you would not indulge in, so to speak. Go ahead.
Romans 3:3. Can two walk together except they be agreed?
That's right. That's simple and clear to the day, man. Can two walk together except they be agreed, man? The scriptures say that we should be equally yoked, or not to be equally yoked with non-believers. So within this thing of ours, you know, we should only be dealing with the brothers, man, for the most part, man, because the times that we're coming into, man, that's all we're going to be able to depend on anyway, man.
Yeah, if you prefer to be around niggas, then go ahead and just be around niggas.
Just do it, man.
Yeah, like you say.
That's right.
Take that garment off and go do your thing, man.
Just live your life, man.
Yeah, go back to school, man.
Mm-hmm.
Go get a GED or something. You know?
If you feel that spending time with a nigga, man, is more valuable than putting in time building another brother up through this word, then, man, this ain't for you, man. If you get offended, you know, because a brother tells you, hey, you know, you hang around them guys more than you hang around your brothers. This probably ain't for you, man.
Yeah, if somebody had to tell you that, and we so deep in the game, we should have to tell you that, man. You know what you want to do, so make a choice, man. Don't play games, man. With the Most High, you lukewarm, the Most High gonna spit you out, man.
Cause it's a lot of guys out there too. It's the spirit on me. I just feel that a lot of guys, man, hate the brotherhood, man. Yeah. They just uncomfortable being around brothers. You know what? And they more comfortable being around niggas in the world than the brothers, man.
They could be niggas, man. Because you could be a stone cold nigga, man. And that's why you prefer being around niggas out there.
That's right.
You know, you could drink, excessively drink. Mm-hmm. You could smoke weed, you could pop mollies, you could do all that.
Commit adultery, all that shit, man.
And rationalize, oh, you know she had a man. You knew. You know, you knew, man. So, you know.
But the main thing why guys like that, you know, who feel comfortable around niggas than rather with brothers, is the whole topic we going into, man. They don't want to be held accountable for the bullshit that they do in their life, man.
That's right.
For they whole existence, they unastrophe, like we say, they whole way of being. Because at heart, man, if you somebody as deep as we are in this thing, man, if you've been in a camp, man, for 2 years or more, even less than that, man, if you proclaim to believe this thing and be about this thing and you value hanging around guys in the world and with the brothers, man, 9 times out of 10, man, this ain't for you, man. You should probably just go ahead in the world and just enjoy your life, man.
You know, go live your life, man. I got something for you. It's Proverbs 1, but points of 3. Whoso love instruction and love knowledge, but he that hate reproof is brutish.
That's right, man. He that hate reproof is brutish, man. You're just an animal. You're a beast, man.
Yeah, man. Neanderthal, man. Had no culture whatsoever. You just want to be a goddamn nigga, man. Hang around these fucking badass, ugly, disgusting, decrepit niggas, man. When I say niggas, I'm talking about all the tribes, man. You want to hang around them people, them fucking filthy people, than your brother, man. And you're a jerk, man. You're just not a good person, man. Because we're too deep in the game for this. This is 2007 stuff right here, man. You know?
It's a damn shame that we even having to go into it, man. But like the Elder Gabar, man, he said with Jake, man, because we understand through the scriptures that we dealing with a rebellious people. So that's why the Most High, through His Word, it's a lot of things that are very repetitive, man. We gotta keep just repeating shit, man. Cause our people are so goddamn hard-headed, man.
Yeah, man. Our people find any type of way to just wiggle around and be wicked, man.
Justify wickedness, man.
Yep.
They won't just be wicked and then if they get caught, you know, going off, be like, you know, I fucked up and then try to get it right. But Jake is still trying to justify being wicked, man, and making excuses, man. That's more annoying to me, man, than just going off itself in certain ways, man. When a man can't accept responsibility and be accountable for what the hell he's doing, man. We grown men, man. Go ahead, out.
Yeah, that makes no goddamn sense, man. But your big grown self can't be corrected. You know? This is Proverbs 12:2. A good man obtains favor of the Most High, but a man of wicked devices will he condemn. A man shall not be established by wickedness.
That's right.
But the root of the righteous shall not be moved.
That's right. A righteous man that's rooted in this thing, he ain't gonna be moved, man. Lord willing, he gonna endure to the end, man, and receive salvation. And that's what we fight for, man. With faith and hope that the Most High show us mercy, man. I pray every day, man, that the Most High just keep the spirit on me that I need, man, and just persevere in this thing, man. Because ain't none of us, what's the word I'm looking for?
Solidified?
Or none of us solidified, ain't none of us saved, ain't none of us exempt, that's the word I'm looking for, from the judgment of the Most High, man. The Most High can just take us out of this thing like it's nothing, man. So we always got to be constantly mindful. Matter of fact, get 2 Corinthians 13:5 real quick too. I just want to bring this out, man. Because, man, in this truth, man, you are your worst enemy, man. Because besides the Most High, you're the only one that knows yourself better, man. You're your worst enemy, man. So you got to always constantly be real with yourself, man.
Yeah, be candid with yourself.
Exactly. That's a good word. Be candid with yourself, man. Now, don't deceive yourself, man. Go ahead.
2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourself whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahushua Mashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates?
That's right. So the scriptures say, examine yourself. Prove your own selves, man. So the way that you examine yourself, if you're a spiritual man in the Lord, we know the scriptures, man. So whatever you're doing in your life, if it's not matching up to what you're reading about in these scriptures, man, you probably going the fuck off, man. Or if you're not necessarily just going off according to the law, you could be doing something that's hella not expedient for your life. They could be trapping you up, you know, and putting you in predicaments that you don't necessarily need to be in, man. Just because you're not being wise, just because you're not examining your spirit, man. And that's a proud spirit to have if you're not examining yourself daily. Just like, man, am I doing this? Am I doing that, man?
Yeah, man, that's wicked.
Because we can never do enough, man. We constantly trying to get brownie points, so to speak, from the Most High, man. You got something?
No, I haven't at this point. Okay. 17. Actually,
I don't know if you got one.
which one?
Get Sirach 6 and 13. Because, man, this brotherhood, man, I'm thankful. I thank the Most High for the brotherhood every day, man. Because without the brothers, man, I ain't got shit, man. I don't got no friends in the world, man.
Yeah, man, I don't have no need. You should be that way.
You know?
How you gonna be unequally yoked with the unbeliever, man? You know? What do mean a nigga in the world talk about? A nigga that believes in America. A nigga that listens to nothing but Lil Wayne. A nigga that believes in a backwards teaching of his mother and his pastor.
Mm-hmm.
What should we have to talk about except for the game and the fight?
That's it.
And that's it, man.
Like, I'm comfortable just being around niggas for an extended period of time.
I don't feel And they don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable either.
Yeah, it's a tension you can kind of feel, because even at work, like if I'm in the lunchroom, you know, you might have words with somebody, like the brother said, over just bullshit, like the game, sporting events, or just current events. But after those words been said, man, I'm just like, man, I'll put my headphones in and something. I just get real uncomfortable, because I know, just being honest with myself, I ain't got shit to talk about with these niggas, man. They can't relate to the things and how I view life, man. You know, based on the knowledge that the Most High has bestowed upon us, man. So it will behoove you guys, man, in this thing, man. If you still lingering and kind of, you know, dabbling and hanging around niggas in the world, man, you need to just put that shit to the side, man. Or you probably wasn't established to be in this thing to begin with, man.
Nope. That's what it's leaning toward. If you still battling with hanging out with people in the world, I mean, we so deep in the game. Prophecy has been just, you know, expounded throughout the years, and just blatant deceit where people out there in the world have seen it, man. Knowing that you know the truth, it's like,
yep.
You just have them because you know you want to, you know, you see the constellation on this side, man.
Yeah, Jake still want to be cool for niggas.
Yeah,
and showboat and stunt for niggas, like for what, man?
Fonzie ass niggas.
Man, we know, man. Even people that's like the brother said, that don't know the truth, man. They know that we in an empire, man, that's on the decline, man.
Yeah, man. Just like today, I had a little boy at my job, 15, talking about the Illuminati, trying to break it down, excited about it. I'm saying, listen to dude, like, most stuff he's saying is wrong. I'm like, the fact that he even know what the Illuminati is was surprising me. You know? And even quoted about like the Bible.
Yep.
So you got niggas out there that know they have a grain of the truth, man. And here you are with the truth, the undisputed truth, and you want to still be cool? Come on, man. You too big for that, man. You too old for that. Grow up, man.
That's right, man.
And ultimately, the only reason you're doing that shit because you want some hoes, man.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, 99% what a man does in this world is depress a bitch.
Yep.
That's not a virgin. They probably already got a man and probably don't want you.
They don't give a shit about you.
And if she do want you, it's a catch. You want to take care of her.
Yep.
Parade her around like she's good and a god.
Yep.
You know?
That's right, brother.
You guys gotta get over yourself, man. You know, we too old to be trying to brag on having hoes, man.
Let's just play it out, man.
Yeah, shit, we ain't in high school anymore, man. And if there are brothers up there in high school, guess what? You grown, you in the truth now, man. That's over with. What you bragging on having a hoe for? What's so cool about having a hoe? That's what making them a hoe. Everybody doesn't have it.
Exactly.
So what's making you so special compared to the next man?
Right.
You know? Grow up, man. Just Jake gotta grow up in this thing.
That's right, man.
This is Sirach 6 and let me start it, bro.
13.
6 and 13. Separate thyself from thy enemies and take heed of thy friends.
That's right. The scriptures say, separate thyself from thine enemies and take heed of thy friends, man. So, really, according to the scriptures, man, guys in the world, man, they're enemies, man. Because you know they're not for what we believe in. They're not for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, man. They're not for preaching the gospel to wake up the elect to salvation, man. They don't want America to be destroyed, man.
No, man.
They don't want to see the nigger woman go down. They don't want to see the white man go down. They don't want to see all these heathens going to slavery, man. They want this shit to continue on, man, so they can continue in their wickedness, man. So even if you got a guy who's so-called cool in the world, man, he's an enemy according to the scriptures, man. And you need to take heed to what you consider a friend, man. Is there more to that, or that's the point I think on that?
That's the
scriptures I have. You got any more that you want to bring out?
I have no scriptures, man. I need the poems pretty much made good. You know? The thing about the sit down is that you don't really have to expound on it. It's cut and clear, man. You know, either you gonna be for this truth or you gonna be against the truth, man.
That's right.
It's what's the scripture? Revelation, Luke 1.
I'll get it for you.
You get that one, and that's it, man. You know, it's clear, man. If you gonna be about the truth or you're not gonna be about the truth, man. But don't be lukewarm, half-stepping. You know, either you in this thing or you out this thing, man. You know, and if a brother can't correct you, or if you can't be man enough to go to your brother and correct him, man, you need to reevaluate yourself, man. Because that's not brotherly. And in the word, you know it's not brotherly, man.
Yeah, that's a good point that the brother made. All that dipping and dabbling with the world,
Yeah,
trying to act like you're in the truth, man. The Most High is making it more apparent, and He's making the line, the divide more distinct every day that we in this kingdom, man. It's us versus them, man. Us versus the world, man. The truth versus the world, the wickedness of the world, man.
yeah.
And you're gonna eventually be forced to make a choice, man. Or the Most High will make a decision for you.
Yeah, it's clear and cut, man. You don't have to really expound. I mean, stop being a nigga, man. You know? You prefer to hang around with these heathens out here, man, than your brothers? Or, you know, you want to backbite, or not hold your brother accountable, man, because you want to be lazy in the spirit, or for whatever reason? That's not acceptable anymore, man. Grow up, man. You can't talk to you spiritual because you're carnal.
That's right.
All the information that we could be going over, man, we should gotta tell brothers to hold each other accountable, man. They have dignity in class like they something. It's pathetic, man. We gotta do better than that.
That's right, man.
Go ahead, man.
Well, this is Revelations 3:15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot.
That's right. You wishy-washy. You know what you about, man. That's worse. In the world, that's worse than to be when that man. If something went down, you even know what that nigga was gonna do. I had a partner, he was talking like he was gonna fight. This nigga used to call his old lady when there was a fight about to break out, man. He would disappear out of the crowd. I hate to be around a nigga like that, man. You know? You got something?
Kind of, let me finish this.
Yeah.
I would thou were cold or hot.
That's right. That's right. The Most I said, you rather you be on one side or the other. You know? At least, you know, when you had a problem with somebody and somebody let it be known that, you know, he had a problem with you, that's more, for me, that was more comforting because I knew, okay, this dude didn't like me versus I thought I had a friend and he talking about me, man. Behind my back, that's a terrible feeling. That's a terrible feeling, man. To know that somebody that you trusted in is talking about you, you know, that's not good. You know, that just leaves you in a weird predicament, man.
That's right.
You know, not to sound emotional, but just feel vulnerable. Like, damn,
That's right.
I don't know, you know, what, you know, this must be my friend here.
That's right.
So much I say, man, like you be cold or hot. You know? Go ahead.
So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth.
That's right. You're going to spew you out of his mouth, man. And that's beautiful because it says really, we made an image of the Most High. When you do that to somebody who's lukewarm, somebody who you can't count on, unaccountable, you know what I'm saying? Wishy-washy, always talking down behind your back, you know?
Yeah, a person, man, that don't want to choose a side, they kind of want to play both, want to always have that gray area.
Yeah.
They don't have any type of self-respect or dignity, man. I don't want them around me, man. If you can't make a firm decision of what you're going to be about, I don't want you around me, man.
Yep.
Because you can't trust a character like that, man.
It's called somebody who's two-faced.
Yup.
Two-faced.
I got another scripture, too.
Go ahead, brother.
This is James 1:8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways.
That's right. Double-minded man is unstable on. We can't be around somebody like that, man. Because they'll get you caught up.
That's right.
Here it is, you got a problem with so-and-so, and he come to you saying, well, he said this. And then you say something to him in confidence, and he go tells him, being messy like a female, man. You know? can't trust in a man like that.
Unstable, man.
Unstable. Or, you know, just dealing with it spiritually, man. You expect him to do the work, and this brother ain't nowhere to be found. You gotta call him.
You don't know what he want to be about, man.
That's right, man. See, now you got to do work by yourself. And I'm sure I never done it by myself before. But you know, I could see, you know, if a brother would think, like, man, you know, feeling a born boy out there, a demon could jump on you like that. Like, man, I'm born. Boy, I wish I was a brother out here, man. You know, being out there by yourself is hard thing. You don't know what an Edomite gonna do, man. Or a nigga, especially a nigga.
Anybody, yo.
Anybody, man, can jump on you, man. The strength in numbers, man.
Two is better than one.
God. It says in scriptures that a friend is better than gold.
Ooh, yeah.
It's a matter of fact, it's the same, if I'm not saying it's the same in the Sirach 6.
Yep. That's a beautiful point, man. Because the Most High, he always, when he sent Israel out, like to go scope a land, he sent them out in 2 by 2s, man. You know, because what's that scripture say? If a man fall, he had a friend to pick him up or something.
That's sincere. It's sincere.
Yeah,
The 6th chapter.
yeah, you can find that. We'll end on that, man. Because, man, you don't want to be solo in this thing, man. You know,
No, it's not. It's hard, man.
if you fall, you ain't got nobody to pick you up, man. That's why I'm thankful for the brotherhood, man. You know? And like the whole point we was going into accountability, man, sometimes you need a push, man. Like, if you're working out by yourself opposed to having like a strong partner to guide you, you're gonna probably get in shape a lot quicker, you're gonna be a lot stronger, you know? When you got somebody there motivating you, pushing you to lift, do another set, you know? Well, if you're by yourself, you might quit. That's how it is in this truth, man. Sometimes you need, even though we gotta work out our own salvation, like it says in the scriptures, sometimes brothers need that encouragement, you know, from another brother.
In that same verse, that's why it says line upon line, year a little other. In that same verse, they talk about being a good brother. And then talk about working at your own salvation. A part of working at your own salvation, being a good brother, man.
That's right.
It
That's
goes
a
in
huge part of it.
Yeah. You know? This is Sirach 6 and 14. A faithful friend is a strong defense. And he that has found such and one has found a treasure. Nothing to do to jealous a faithful friend. It's like nothing to do counter to veil a faithful friend, and his excellency is unvaluable.
Wow. His excellency is unvaluable, man. So a faithful friend, man, I don't gotta name all the predicaments that life throws at you that you could be possibly trapped in. But if you got a faithful friend, a reliable, good brother, man, you know he gonna be there for you, man. And that, like the scripture said, that could be a medicine that can heal you out of that predicament at that time. You know? So it ain't nothing like a good friend, man.
Ain't nothing like the brothers, man.
Ain't nothing like the brothers, man. And I'm glad, I'm thankful to Wadi Yahweh Shah that I'm part, you know, of a body of brothers that I consider friends, man. That I know, like, in the back of my mind, if shit hits the fan, if I'm in a certain situation, then the Most High can use them to help me, man. And that's comfort, man. You know?
One more scripture.
Go ahead, brother.
A faithful friend is the medicine of life.
A faithful friend is the medicine of life. Because ultimately, man, we all striving for salvation this go around in this life, in this world, man. And sometimes, like we was going into earlier, man, you might be doing things that you might not necessarily feel you're going off in, but a brother could just be sitting back, seeing it, and he could tell you about it, and that could, the Most High could be using him to allow you to get that fault right, man, so you don't be destroyed, man.
For you to go to the next glory, man.
And to, like the brother said, for you to go to the next glory. Just because he pointed out a weakness, told you about it, you accepted it, and you worked on it, and you got better in that area, man. That's what a good friend does too, man. He gonna help build you up spiritually, man. He gonna hold you accountable, man. He gonna care about your well-being, man. And that's the type of friends I want around me, man. Someone who ain't just there to just drink with me and play dominoes, man. But somebody that's concerned about my spiritual well-being, man. Even though I know that I gotta work out my salvation, I don't mind the Most High using a friend on this earth to help me get there, man.
Nah.
But with that, man, you got anything else you want to bring up? You know, we just want to go into, you know, we gotta hold each other accountable in this thing, man. You know, and the brotherhood, man, you know, as a part of our faith, man, you know, if you see a brother going off, man, you gotta tell him, man. And then also, you got guys that always be on the rebuking end, but then as soon as they get rebuked, they get offended, man. You gotta stop that too. You gotta be able to accept rebuke, man, and examine yourself like we read about, and grow and go from glory to glory, man. Because we right at the end of this thing, man. So, you know, with that, you know, hopefully this lesson was edifying, you know, to the elect, you know. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, double honors to our elders that rule well, and peace and blessings to you brothers out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity. And with that, we're going to say Shalom.
Shalom.